Hello guys, welcome back to Sports Corner GH. My name is Adam. No long intro, let's jump into it and start talking about some latest update in the world of football. And I want to begin with what Jude Bellingham had to say about our own Black Star coach, Oto Adu. We know Oto Adu, when he was working with Dortmund, he was working with a lot of young players who were coming through the system and helping them integrate into the senior team. And the likes of Jude Bellingham, Haaland all passed through his hands. And Jude Bellingham was asked the question quite recently. He was like, Charlie, Oto Adu really help him. Let me really read exactly what he said. Now, he said that there is a person there for every player, especially Oto Adu, the former Dortmund and Ghana striker who helped work with young players. He is great. This is what Jude Bellingham said. Jude Bellingham you are talking about is the Real Madrid star. The Jude Bellingham you are talking about is the one responsible for England being in the Euro 2024 as I'm speaking to you now. And this is what he's saying about Oto Adu, saying that Oto Adu is that one that helped him because Jude Bellingham joined Dortmund when he was 17 years of age. Very young boy in Germany. I mean, you could understand what it meant for Oto Adu to help these boys settle, to help him integrate into the first team, and to bring out the best out of him. People do not appreciate the kind of work Oto Adu was doing at Dortmund. But these players are mentioning his name because of the impact he has had on them during their time at Dortmund. And I'm happy that at least the players themselves are coming out and they are praising Oto Adu. It's not like Oto Adu will come out and blow his own horn. And currently, we can see what he is doing with the Black Star squad. Our team, the second round, we are all seeing changes. Winning 2 games back to back. I mean, it has not happened in a very long time. And in the World Cup qualifiers now, we are confident that we can go to the World Cup 2026 because of the changes Oto Adu has brought into the system and the fact that he wants to move in a certain direction with the young players. But then, this is what Jude Bellingham had to say about Oto Adu, saying that, hey, he has done a great thing for him. Since he went to Dortmund at the age of 17 years, it was Oto Adu that helped him to integrate into the first team, as well as other young players at Dortmund. So guys, this is the latest update concerning Oto Adu. Now let's talk about Thomas Partey. Charlie, Thomas Partey here. This could be very difficult for him next season. Now, we all know it's left with 1 more year on this contract. Arsenal are reluctant to actually extend his contract. Now, Arsenal are looking for possible midfielders. And this is where the problem is. Because the more Arsenal look for midfielders and they're able to get either 1 or 2, that is a big problem for Thomas Partey. That means he has to compete for his position. Already, he's competing with Jorginho for that position. And we all know that Thomas Partey, he come there. He go bench Jorginho. But imagine they get a good midfielder. Arsenal are in the market for a midfielder. That is the problem for Thomas Partey right now. But then all we hear is that Fenerbahce, they are just behind, they are quiet. If it happens that on Arsenal signs a midfielder right now, Fenerbahce would go in and try and sign Thomas Partey because they want the player. And this is based on the recommendation and also request from Jose Mourinho, the new coach of Fenerbahce. He says he wants Thomas Partey. And also Thomas Partey to Charlie, Saudi Arabia people, they throw the money. They bring the money. They have told him that, Charlie, you don't have to worry at all. We know you have injury problems. We know you're a good player. But then if you come to Saudi Arabia, we are going to give you a lot of money. So it is between Thomas Partey choosing playing in Europe or playing in Saudi Arabia and get all the money. But then the decision lies in the hands of the player. The player feels like he can prove a point in Arsenal next season. And that is why Thomas Partey is reluctant to make a decision as at this point. So that a player has 1 year there. And looking at the fact that you are struggling to start games for Arsenal because of your injury record and history, you should be making a decision by now. But Thomas Partey says no. He wants to prove a point that he can stay fit throughout next season. And let's see what happens, because I'm afraid if Arsenal goes in for another midfielder, that means Thomas Partey would have to complete that particular position with that midfielder and also Jorginho. And I mean, it would be too much for the player. That's based on my own opinion. Now, let's move away from Thomas Partey and talk about Nico Williams. Charlie, you people, they watch the Euros. You see how Nico Williams, they play. How do they see him? Let me know how they see Nico Williams. Charlie, Nico Williams is a proper baller, proper left winger. The guy they play, we already see him. It be evident, say the guy they play. He has a release clause of 45 million euros. And Barcelona, who needs to go below Oh, Niska, oh, Papa, Barcelona cannot pay this release clause and go for the player. The player says that, man, I want to play for Barcelona. I have my friend Lamine Yamal. I want to go there and play with Lamine Yamal. That is what Nico Williams wants to. Oh, he doesn't want to watch. He wants to go and play with Lamine Yamal. Barcelona, and I tell you, that's it. Watching us say, oh, Niska, oh, Papa. It's not money they so far. Right now, Barcelona have decided to sell 2 more players to be able to fund the purchase of Nico Williams. But one thing people don't know is that Chelsea were willing to sign the player, but the player himself was not willing to go to Chelsea. Chelsea were willing to give him 15 to 20 million as salary every year. Chelsea today get money, but the thing is that Chelsea decide, wow. But then Nico Williams doesn't want to go to Chelsea. He still prefers Barcelona. He feels like Barcelona, he can play there and play alongside his friend and have that kind of telepathy and relationship they're having in Spain right now. Charlie, if you take a look at the Spain national team, Nico Williams on the left, Lamine Yamal on the right, Pedri through the middle. And I'm sure if Barcelona have these 3 players, Charlie, only a Real Madrid the El Clasico will be tight. You understand? So now they see Nico Williams really wants to play in Barcelona. He wants to stay in Spain, but the player doesn't want to leave. The only option for this player is to stay with Athletic Bilbao or Athletic Club and play Europe next season. He doesn't want to go anywhere if it's not Barcelona. So guys, this is the latest update concerning Nico Williams. Moving away from Nico Williams, let's talk about 2 Black Star players who are likely to end up in the EPL when the transfer window closes, because currently our transfer now it's pending, and the first player would be Babar Rahman. Now we hear rumors that Babar Rahman is being sorted after by 2 EPL clubs, Ipswich Town and also Brentford. But from a few days now, it's as if the whole news has died down. But I believe these teams are still interested in these players. It's just that they are looking at other options. So don't be surprised if the whole news comes back again that Brentford or Ipswich Town are interested in Babar Rahman. Currently, he's on pre-season with PAOK. He's training because he feels like, Charlie, I need to be fit for my club next season. But then if the offer comes that he has to return back to EPL, don't be surprised because they have already shown interest in the player. So he's one player that we need to take a look at. It is pending, so we need to take a look at it. Now, the second player would be Brandon Thomas Asante, the new Black Star striker who joined the Black Stars team for the World Cup 2026 qualifiers. Now, we know 3 teams are interested in signing this player. Currently, he has gone back to West Bromwich Albion to join them for pre-season, but then he's waiting for possible suitors from the EPL to scoop him. Now, these 3 clubs are Leicester City, Southampton, and also Ipswich Town. All the 3 teams that came from the Championship want Brandon Thomas Asante. They all have their reasons. But then what we have to understand is that, you see, playing in the EPL, we also last season, all the teams that came from the Championship, they all returned back. So these teams are learning. Leicester City are learning. Southampton are also learning. Ipswich Town are also learning that, look at how Burnley came to disgrace themselves in the EPL last season. They have gone back. Look at how the other teams came to disgrace themselves. They have all gone back. If we come, we are not going to do like that. We are not going to behave like Luton Town. No. We are going to be very smart and sign pragmatic players or players who can give us the notch over other teams in the EPL. And this is what these clubs want to do. That is why they are going in for Brandon Thomas Asante. So guys, their deals are pending. So far, these are the 2 players who could land in the EPL and their transfer is currently pending. We'll make sure to follow up on this and bring you more updates live here on Sports.GA. So guys, let me know what you think about today's update concerning what Jude Bellingham had to say about Oto Adu and how he helped him during his days at Dortmund. And also Thomas Partey. Arsenal are looking for a midfielder. If they get that midfielder, Thomas Partey will be in trouble because he has to, compete for that particular position in Arsenal. Also, Nico Williams, as the Chelsea have submitted their bid and everything to the player, but the player says no. I want to play for Barca. Barca don't have money to sign the player. Hold on. Let me know your thoughts about it. And lastly, 2 players whose deals are pending and they could end up in the EPL next season. That is Brandon Thomas Asante and also Babar Rahman. Let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comment section. Thanks for joining me. My name is Adam. I'll make sure to see you in the next one. Charlie, we go bye.